All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 2 Meter Crew Antinet. My name is Nick, call signs KN6DAL. We appreciate everyone coming out tonight. We just want to say a big thanks to everybody involved, the W6VVR repeater and the Vacaville Radio Club, the Freestar Network for the use of their repeaters and digital connections. Also, a big thanks to the Mountain West system and the owners and operators of the WX5 NAS repeater system. And then a huge shout out to Mike, WG5EEK, Greg, W5GSW, and Brian, KK6BXP, for all of the efforts that you guys have put into making all these connections happen. Thank you very much. All right, we want to take a second just to see if there is any emergency or priority traffic. So if there is throughout the course of the Antinet, you can say break with your call sign and we'll clear the air for you. Is there any priority or important messages at this time? All right, nothing being heard. The 2 Meter Crew, we are not an actual club, but if we were, you could join us by checking out our website, which is 2metercrew.net, and joining our Discord group, which is linked in the description on YouTube. Those are good ways to access our group and get to know us a little bit better. We're just interested in learning and enjoying all things ham radio related. And there's links in the YouTube descriptions for both of those connections if you're interested in learning more. There is no dues or fees or charges to be a 2 Meter Crew member. We just ask for your participation and enjoying the hobby. Also, this is an open Antinet. It's open for anybody to join in. You can jump in if you have anything interesting to say, or if you just want to jump in and say hi, tell us about your week, tell us about anything new you got going on in the shack. You're always welcome to do so. The 2 Meter Crew meets every Wednesday at 8 p.m., which is 3 a.m. UTC on the W6VVR repeater. We are also linked through Echolink at W6VVR-R, also through Allstar Nodes 51094 and 512342. DMR talk group is 3174117. YSF Reflector 50462, and we're also linked through Freestar. Their All-Star links are 2195 and 2196, and also through the Mountain West network on P25 and DMR, which is Talk Group and Reflector 31062. A footnote on that is we don't have those connections for Mountain West hooked up tonight, I don't believe, just because there was some technical issues getting them connected. We're also linked to the Mad Scientist Amateur Radio Club's repeater in San Mateo, California. And then if you can't access through any digital connections, you can always join our Zoom link. We will have that posted in the YouTube chat throughout the night so people can jump in and say hi that way if they choose. And last but not least, the Antinet's also being live streamed here at Northwest Ham Shack. You can like and subscribe if you'd like to get notifications on when we go live, which is every Wednesday night. And we appreciate that. Before we get going with just general check-ins, we always like to take a second just to see if there's any new check-ins, any operators that have never checked in with us before, and also maybe somebody that has upgraded their call sign in the last month or so. Tell us a little bit about yourself. If that's you, come on in now. It's definitely getting
there. Hopefully, I can count in KN6DAL, Michael Carmichael, upgraded general last month, March 19th.
Well, huge congratulations to you, Michael, from Carmichael. It's always good to have you on the air, and I appreciate you checking in. So tell us, how'd the test go, and what are your plans? What are you doing as far as upgrading into HF?
Make as sure as I can here. I got the general on March 19th at the Elks Lodge Carmichael, hosted by Vaslav, or Vass is his nickname. He hosts it every month at the Elks Lodge on Saturdays, got to 7. And passed 33 out of 35 questions. course, I'll have to reread if I want to try the test again, but hamexam.org did a good job helping me to drill through the test, so I get 33 out of 35 questions that morning. And as of now, I do have my Icon Fade 100, the LDG 18200 tuner, and last week and a little bit tweaking this morning, I've got 124-foot end-fed antenna. Right now, I can get 40 meters just fine. Other bands I got to figure out how to work with. Now I got to do RFI. I use my wife's computer, which is not far below where the antenna would be. It's creating RFI on the speaker, and now creating clicks on my power supply on her computer. So I guess I'll have to work some bugs out, but hopefully step by step I'll do more HF. So step by step. So anyway, back to you, Nick, and great as always, and we'll catch you again soon. Thanks again for the congratulations, 7-3s.
Well, that's awesome, Michael. It sounds like you got quite the setup going for you, and you're already running into all kinds of different problems, which is pretty normal in this hobby. As soon as you think you got something nailed down, something like RFI comes and creeps up on you and ruins your week or month or however long it takes you to figure out where it's coming from. But it's always kind of a progression, and I'm super proud that you got your general. I think that's really exciting. And I really hope that we get an opportunity to talk on HF. I think that will continue to kind of happen because the bands seem to just keep getting better and better and better as the weeks go on. So get that setup dialed in, and we'll have to have some conversation on the air. So I appreciate you checking in with us, Michael. Let's see who else we got out there. Any other check-ins? Come on in now.
KD9MHB, that's Kilowatt Delta Niner, Mike Bravo. Corey checking in from Dayton, Ohio.
All right, KD9, I think I got, was it Mike Oscar Bravo? Correct me if I was wrong on that. But how you doing, Corey? How's your night going?
No worries, man. It's Kilo Delta Niner, Mike Hotel Bravo, KD9MHB, the Motorola homeboy. It's going pretty well. Just getting around the shack. Finally got the ICOM 705 remote software installed, so I'm kind of tinkering around with that, trying to do some FT8 wirelessly from the Surface. So yeah, that's about it.
Well, that's awesome. I can't get past Motorola homeboy. That's perfect. You know, I'm not a huge Motorola fan, but we have some huge Motorola fanboys in the house tonight, and they were cheering you on. Well, it's just one person, but he was cheering you on like crazy. So that's awesome. I appreciate you checking in with Corey. Have you checked in with us before?
Negative. But if Motorola made underwear, I'd probably buy it.
Okay, I wouldn't go to that extent.
Neither would
I have a t-shirt. I have a t-shirt. I have a t-shirt.
Okay, let me get that going. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it would probably be like normal underwear except for like 4 times the price, but I'm sure you can get your hands on it. I appreciate you checking in with Corey. You're funny. Hopefully you can check in on our Zoom chat and we can get to know you a little bit better. But yeah, there's a huge following for Motorola, I'm finding, and I'd be lying if I didn't say I had a couple pieces of Motorola equipment in the shack, but we just hide them where nobody can see them, so everything's okay. But awesome, thanks for checking in with us tonight, and I better pass it right over to Connor because he needs an opportunity to talk now because he's all excited. So Connor, K7CBL, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Oh yeah, real excited, Nick? Yeah, definitely real excited. K7CBL for ID. Yeah, Motorola, the only good radio. Back to you, Nick.
Thanks for the brief but substantial check-in, Connor. It's always much appreciated. All right, let's see who else we got out there. Anybody want to check in to the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net? Come on in now.
The brief but substantial check-in. I'm less valued. Oh, my
We're never
opinion
gonna
doesn't
make
matter.
it. We're gonna never make it through this.
Nothing hurt, so I'll jump in. It's KA3 DDT, and I'm checking in through a USB dongle and through the one of the talk groups. And this little piece of hardware has been doing well since problems with Droid Star and Dude Star. This has done very well.
Yeah, Will, you sound great coming in over the air. I appreciate you checking in with us. Tell us a little bit more about that setup. What kind of dongle did you get, and how are you using it right now?
And all, yeah, it's a Northwest Digital Radio. I think that's their website. But a friend of mine who has checked in before, he travels the country, and right now he's in California, and he knew I was having problems. Real nice guy. It's a brother of a friend of mine, and we've become pretty close friends. He's a ham radio guy. He remembers when I visited him in Vermont with an old Kenwood 7950 in my car, and that's what sparked him to get into ham radio. But anyway, he sent this to me. It's about $99, and it runs, a guy in the Netherlands has Blue DV software. I'm running on a Windows 10 machine, and it's been almost flawless. I can use several servers. He's got friends in New England. I talk through different servers, different networks, different talk groups. I haven't tried it on YSF yet, but I've done DMR Plus. It does all D-Star and lots of different things. The guy in the Netherlands has the little software set up, and it's, like I said, it's been pretty flawless. And I've got my boom mic set up. I had to buy a Y cable because I have an old school headset with separate mic and speaker connections, 3.5 millimeter, 3-pin, and I just had to bring that into my Dell All-in-One, which has the 4-pin headset type thing. And yeah, it's been crystal clear. Apparently, getting good reports.
Well, that's awesome. It's always fun to get a new piece of equipment and play around with it. And there's definitely a few people out there that are huge advocates of the dongles or the SDR dongles, because there's a lot of different things you can do with them. So that's pretty cool, man. I hope you can join us on the Zoom chat tonight. I posted the link in the description on YouTube, or on the in the chat on YouTube if you want to join in. But it's good to hear from you, Will. This is Nick. Call signs KN6DAL. We also got a couple people in the chat here tonight. We got David. David is forgot your call sign, K6WBY. How you doing tonight?
Hey Nick, David K6WBY. Yeah, doing really well. Not too much new development for me in the hobby. I've been working on a shack for some time and been out of town for a while, but just last week, right before I left, my liquid tight conduit that I've been waiting for like 3 weeks from Amazon finally showed up. So we're making progress again, and looking forward to getting a few more things knocked out here pretty quick. So things are coming together, and just having fun with the hobby.
All right. Sorry, I was doing 3 things at one time. KN6DAL. Thanks for checking in with us, David. Yeah, it always gets me messed up in my head when you guys don't change your call sign to your call signs on the screen, because like I'm watching 3 different screens at a time, and I get my brain all mixed up. And then Greg's trying to come in, but Connor broke P25, so we can't get him in. You ever get that link fixed, Connor? Nothing? All right. Yeah, we'll have to try it again next week for the P25 and the Mountain West link, but we'll get it working. All right, KN6DAL here. We are looking for check-ins. Anybody, anywhere who wants to check into the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net, come on in now.
Do I even want to know how Connor broke
Up to 679K to the W6GR. No traffic, just saying hello.
All right. the repeater sounds just a little bit scratchy from everybody coming in via RF, but I think I got W6NAK. How's it going tonight?
All right, just coming home and actually in range of the repeater, so I thought I'd shout out.
Yeah, you sound good tonight. I don't think it's your audio or anybody's for that matter. It's just like there's some points where you're coming in really super clear, and then some points where it breaks up a little bit, but fully readable. Sound good. Thanks for checking in with us. Who else we got out there? Any other stations come on in now?
KK6ONQ.
KK6ONQ. Good evening from the 2 Meter Crew. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good. Hope you guys are all doing well too. Just checking in. I actually am kind of getting back into ham radio. I've had a technician license for about 8 years, but I have a 5-year-old now, which was born, and I kind of stopped using it for a while. And I've been kind of getting back in, and I heard you guys on tonight, so I figured I'd check in and see how you guys are all doing.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you're kind of jumping back into the hobby after kind of setting it aside. It can be really tough because there's a lot of life events that can sort of get in your way, especially when you get, when you're passionate about something that you really like to do. It always seems like something creeps up and sort of slows that down sometimes. But ham radio is a good hobby for kids too, so keep in mind everybody loves talking to kids, and when they get on the air and they start learning how to communicate on the air, it's always a lot of fun to kind of integrate them into the hobby too. So I appreciate you checking in with us tonight. What was your first name?
Tim?
All right, Tim, KK6ONQ. Thank you for checking in, and definitely stick around. KN6DAL here with the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. We got a few more people in the chat here. Frank, you got audio tonight?
I sure do.
There we
KG6
go.
Naldea. Good evening. Nothing much to check in on tonight. I'm about as simple as Connor is. And Connor, how'd you break P25? I got to hear that one. That's about all for me. KN6DAL, KG6 and Naldea.
Thanks, Frank. KN6DAL. He didn't break anything. I was just messing with him. No, the link is down right now, so it'll take a little bit of time to get it fixed, but we'll get it back up at some point. There's a lot of different connections that we all kind of rely on each other to get working, and when one thing breaks, we just kind of default to blame Connor because it's the easiest thing to do, even when it's not his fault. Sorry, Connor. We love you, man. KN6DAL here. We've also got Dan up here in the corner of the chat. Dan, N6ETR, how you doing tonight, man?
Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Dan, N6ETR. I'm doing well. Not a whole lot of activity to report on the ham radio front. However, I did obtain the parts for my K4KIO hex beam. They trickled in by way of mail. One box was a lot larger than the other. Let's see. Right here, I'm holding an aluminum base plate for the hex beam. It's just holding the components. It's excellent quality. All of the machine, everything is pre-assembled. The U-bolts necessary for the fiberglass legs. They even taped a little Allen wrench to the base plate, and the elements are a nice stranded copper. They're a heavier gauge than I was anticipating, and it's clear insulated. So if you ever get a chance to look up K4KIO hex beams, I would encourage it. I haven't assembled it yet. I haven't even taken the spreaders out, but the quality feels fantastic, and I'm looking forward to ripping into this thing when I get the opportunity to. Back to you, Nick, KN6DAL and 6ETR.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Honestly, I can't wait to see when you get that set up. I cannot wait to see pictures. That's going to be a lot of fun. You got a whole new setup kind of growing, and it's exciting to see and hear in the background how everything goes. Look at that. That does look pretty good quality. It's going to be exciting, man. I can't wait to see more. KN6DAL from N6ETR. Thanks for checking in with us. All right, let's see who else we got out on the air tonight. Any stations, anywhere, any digital connections, or through RF, come on in now.
I threw the link to that in chat.
Dare I say your audio is low, Connor? I'm scared.
I'm sorry, what? Wait, hold on. I got it even one better. I'm sorry. What was that? Was my audio a little low?
There, that's better. All right, let's see. Who do we got here? All right, we got Bert in the chat, N6EFR, on his commute home. You know, it's nice. We can actually see your face now. It was a little bit brighter a little earlier. The sun's starting to set, but we can see more of your commute now, so it's a little bit easier. How you doing tonight, Bert?
Good. N6EFR. I'm on 37 right now. Probably at the dark. See if I can turn off the light. That help a little bit. But yeah, I have been not too much in radio lately. Been going on different nets. Just checking as guests. And still doing CW. But other than that, I did that NFED halfway antenna build Anisha club. I saw Dustin and everything come back, but it was like I don't have the time. I was like, okay, but good seeing him though. N6EFR out.
All right, N6EFR. Thanks for checking in with us tonight. Let's see who else we got out there on the air. Any other check-ins for the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net? Come on in now. All right, we got one more guy in the chat to pick on here if he's around, if he can hear us. KN6ETB from KN6DAL and the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net. Kellen, how you doing tonight, man?
He said he'll be on in a minute. He's getting his kids ready for bed.
Oh, he ran away. Oh, I see it. I see the comment there. All right, we'll have to check in with Kellen in a little bit. Let's see if we got any other callers that want to come in, any other check-ins for the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net before we move over to Zoom. Come on in now.
Victor Kilo 2, Delta Yankee.
Yeah.
VK2DY. I know I'm going to get the name wrong. I want to say it was Robert, but I'm probably wrong. VK2DY, over to you. How you doing tonight?
You're right. This is Robert, Victor Kilo 2, Delta Yankee, in a little place called Kellyville Ridge, in the city of Blacktown, in the whole urban sprawl of Sydney, New South Wales. It is an overcast day here. Autumn has definitely arrived. Wet weather. It's raining right now. And it's only, what is it? It's only like 19 degrees Celsius, which is like 66 Fahrenheit, something like that. Anyway, it's cool. It's autumn weather. So the season has changed on us. I'm not sure if there's a topic for the net, but I thought I'd check in. VK2DY, back to net.
It's always good to hear from you, Robert. Thanks for checking in with us tonight. And I always get a kick out of the season thing, out of the flipped seasons. It's always very interesting. 66 degrees is not bad for my area. That's actually a pretty normal, moderately warm day in my neck of the woods. But for a lot of people in the chat, that's actually relatively cool because there's a lot of people down in California on the Zoom chat tonight, and for them it gets a little bit warmer for most of the year. But I appreciate you checking in with us, Robert, and you're always welcome back. We appreciate having you. And let's see who else we got out there. Any other stations want to check in to the 2 Meter Crew Anti-Net? Come on in now.
Nick, you got to look at that radio. I just put a link in chat too.
Sierra Whiskey, checking in from North Carolina.
Was that Greg?
Yep.
All right, Greg, I'm going to have you come back, and when you do, key up and pause for like a second and a half because I only caught the back end of your call sign, but I can recognize that beautiful voice anywhere. So W5GSW, take it away, Greg. How you doing tonight?
Band police. No. Boo.
Good evening, everyone on your crew or the anti-net tonight. Just saying hi from out here in North Carolina. I wasn't working tonight, but Captain Conquered, so coming in over your YSF node tonight. So on the radio, work has been kind of a bear, but yeah, I can say hi to everybody, keeping hope alive. Whiskey, whiskey is clear.
That's you, Nick. It sounds fine locally. It's your lag.
Well, awesome, man. Thanks for checking in, Greg, and thanks for saying hi. KN6DAL here with the 2-meter crew anti-net. We're going to take a last call here, see if there's anybody else that wants to check in. And then we will have links in YouTube for the Zoom chat. If anybody wants to come in there and say hi, we'll be hanging out for a little bit. This is KN6DAL with the 2-meter crew anti-net looking for any last check-ins. Come on in now.
KN6SGJ, Mike and Martinez.
Well, how's it going tonight, Mike? How are you doing? And how's your week in ham radio been?
The week has been good. Things are great here. Spent yesterday on my bicycle mobile on the 220 Tuesday net, and that was a bit of fun. Rode up a hill here in Martinez, and I got a little bit better contacts than I do when I'm down on the flatlands in Martinez. Back to you.
Well, that sounds like fun. I don't know if I've ever done bicycle mobile, but I don't even know if I've ridden a bike since I got my radio license, but I should probably start. All right. Thanks for checking in with us. KN6DAL. Any last check-ins? Come on in now.
KN6FST in Stockton. Name is Oscar.
All right, KN6FST. I believe that was Oscar. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, pretty good. Just curious. I can get the repeater with my little radio here, but seems to be coming across pretty good.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of that. I'm hearing breakup on the radio. I don't know if it's if anybody else is hearing it, but I'm definitely hearing some breakup on the repeater tonight. But I can kind of make out your audio, not super clear. So yeah, but you sound okay. This is Nick, KN6DAL. Thanks for checking in with us, Oscar, and hopefully you can catch us another night, or you can always jump in on our Zoom chat. We're gonna be live here for a little while longer. Let's see who else we got out there. Anybody else want to check in? Come on in now.
G6 Mike Alpha Victor, Mike in Vacaville.
Well, that sounded clear and over RF. How you doing tonight, Mike?
Not bad at all. How about yourself? You guys having a good time tonight?
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to just after the net is concluded. We've got Will here in the chat, and I want to see his setup that he's got for this this USB dongle that he set up, and his audio sounded really good, and so he hasn't been on in a while, so that'll be interesting. And I haven't really done a whole lot in ham radio this week. I've been busy working, but I did kind of reorganize my shack last week, and so there's always some little progress to be made. How about you?
I've been very busy doing nothing all week. I don't even know what day of the week it is. Hard. I get 6 Saturdays and 1 Sunday. I like being retired. I like doing nothing for a living. I really enjoy it.
Well, Mike, you just became the source of my aspiration in life, and I appreciate that. That will hopefully keep me going for however 20-something years that I need to keep going. So, thanks for the check-in. Hopefully, we'll hear you around. This is Nick, KN6DAL. Any last check-ins? Come on in now. All right, nothing being heard on that. We're going to go ahead and turn the repeaters back to normal use, and we will be hanging out on the Zoom chat. Connor just posted a link in the description, or in the, not in the description, in the chat on YouTube. If anybody wants to join in, that's at Northwest Ham Shack. You can open that up. There's a live stream going, and we are all kind of hanging out on Zoom, and we'll just be talking a little bit of radio and whatever else comes our way. So you can't miss the link because Connor's keyboard's stuck and posting it 700 times in the chat. So appreciate everybody coming out tonight, all the unique check-ins from all over the world. Definitely look forward to seeing you next week. And with that, we will say 7-3 and turn these repeaters and all these digital connections back to their normal operation. We'll see everybody next Wednesday. 7-3.
You like that one link that I sent, Nick, just the one time?
The small squirrel?
Yeah. Something like that.
So Will, what's going on, Michael?
Hey, a little quick hello there, guys. Thanks for the encouraging word earlier there, Nick. Yeah, the antenna system is an Ultimax D Extreme. I got the 124-foot version. I've got it roof sloped up and sloped back down along the fence. And the good news is I am working 40 meters fine, but tuning in other bands like 80 meters, I'm not sure right now. So we'll see what happens. And now I'm doing with RFI, my wife Linda's computer, who's basically in the living room area, and her speaker. And also I'm getting a click sound when I keep the microphone on the power supply, under her computer. So I don't know what to see
so
what the
I
gentleman
wouldn't,
from.
I mean, there's a lot of things that can cause RFI. Okay. And so one is you're never going to eliminate all of it, but you can mitigate a lot of it. If it's her computer, I would, the very, very first thing that I would look at is the power supply. That was on VVR.
Yeah.
Has that been going on for a while? Interesting.
Yeah, maybe somebody decided they want to mess around with that along with POU.
You want to know what I think it is? There was some idiot that came up on Sonoma Sheriff's channel today broadcasting that they hacked the radio channel and
You're
whatnot. No, I got it on recording. So I'm like,
really?
Yeah.
Anyway. No, but Michael, the first thing I would look at is the power supply. Very first thing I would look at on that radio or on that computer.
What she has is it's a cyber something UPS. I heard a click coming from when I heard key in the microphone on 40 meters at about 30, 70, and then 75 watt settings, and then hear a click when I heard key in the microphone. It sounds like it's from that UPS. It's what I'm talking about, this power backup and surge protection.
Yeah. So is it a home computer or a laptop?
It's a desktop home computer that's connected to the power supply.
Are you able to turn it off?
I did turn off the computer, but I still get the click from the UPS. I had a chance to turn off the UPS because it also powers our Wi-Fi router as well. So I'm gonna have to just do that and just turn off and see if I get that clicking sound. I'll do it another time. I'm almost going to bed soon.
Yeah. So it's a battery backup power
Yes.
supply? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have one of those here. It's not a really expensive one. I haven't tested it or used it, so I don't know if I don't have any experience with that. But Connor has a couple of those, I think. Connor, do you have any experience with RFI emitting from any UPS? Whether
No,
it's yours or a cheaper version?
And I, Paul, hey, let me clarify again there, Nick. What's happening is that when I key in the microphone, I transmit the noise it's clicking into the UPS for my radio. So RFI is coming to the power supply, just for clarification.
So it's not interfering with the radio transmission.
No, it's interfering with it's interfering with the computer speaker or the UPS, the power, you hear the clicking when I transmit on the radio, I hear clicking on the UPS.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
As far as the speakers, that's normal, and that can be mitigated through ferrite beads or toroids or whatever you want to try to use to mitigate that. But I've never heard of the transmission of transmitting and having it affect. I don't know what it would affect in the UPS. That's interesting to me. I'm not an expert,
well, I know
but I've never heard of that.
I do know that we do have, like I said, I've got the infed going up a little bit along the roof line, then sloping back down, basically over where the computer would be in our bedroom, and then terminates about 11 feet above the ground between me and my neighbor's fence.
Yeah.
So it's basically like a V. It's like a V pattern on my infed, 124 foot.
Is it so other than the audio on the speakers, is it interfering with the functionality of the computer at all?
No, just like I said, the speaker and then that click on the UPS, which sounds like the UPS when I say we turn the computer off and then just had Linda transmit the key on the microphone, hold the key on the microphone. I went out to the other room and I could hear the click. So
any input on that? Anybody?
KN6 ETP, does it happen to do it on all bands or is it just one particular?
Well, right now I'm able just to tune up 40 meters on my new antenna. It's just my first, it's been about a week since I got the antenna set up. So right now I'm able to work 40 meters on this band right now. The other bands I'm not sure about, but so far 40 meters coming in.
Yeah, you'll want to put a lot of ferrite chokes on a lot of the components going in and out of that UPS. It's pretty common for anything that's putting out close proximity some of the RF will jump over. Also depends on amount of shielding and grounding that you have with the RF traveling through. If you're using like a really small coax, you have less shielding, so there's less protection from the RF essentially going off to other items.
Right now I've got the infed network box attached to RU213. I've just got it just thrown across the roof, and I unplugged it right now, but I had it temporarily plugged in through my bedroom window because maybe next week I'll go up the attic and get it permanently connected through, get it through the attic and through the wall. But it's just thrown over the roof into my bedroom window. But I pull it off for now. But yeah, it's RU213. I know it's
that's pretty good.
A little more shielding than RG8X.
Is it like a little 110 20 amp UPS or something a little bigger?
I'm not sure. It's like I said, it's RE213. I got a 50 foot.
Your UPS.
It's 110.
Conventional. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you just get a couple of the like ferrite chokes that are the 240 version in diameter, maybe some like type 31s, and then just wrap the cord through there, as many times as you can, and still be able to plug it in, and then on the input and the output, and then see if that takes it out. And if you have any kind of a like an 8-pin RJ45 going to a computer from that, if you're able to control it from the computer, I'd also choke that as well.
Oh, I think I do have what's connected to that, for the control for that. So for the unit for the UPS, so again, what mix of ferrites?
I do like a 31 ferrite.
Oh, okay. What size again? What size beads?
Like a FT 240. So that's a 240 millimeter inner diameter. Maybe it's outer.
Okay.
I forget.
Okay, I think I could check with Palomar other suppliers because as a matter of fact, thanks for reminding me, Nick. Yeah, a few months back when I installed the Syn 100, the all band all mode thing, I had attached my X50 antenna and switched between that and my Icon 2300, and Linda was getting some RFI to the computer speaker. It wasn't a 2300, but it was the Syn 100. And then I went to Palomar, got the ferrite, get the choke, the common mode choke kit for that frequency, put underneath the antenna feed point of the X50. Gone. The RFI is gone.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's what I would do for the speaker, because I mean it'll do it with the speakers off. It doesn't matter. I mean you're basically transmitting right into the speaker wire. But the UPS is interesting to me because the only thing I can think of is like if there's, and Kellen, correct me if this is a wrong theory in my head, but can transmitting at 100 watts drawing any kind of load to where it would trick that UPS into thinking it needs to go to battery backup?
That's an interesting question.
I don't know about that. I would think of more on the frequency range. That's what I was wondering if it happened on all bands or just one. Because like in my mobile, for instance, it's like I have an Edge CTS2 monitor. And on my monitor, if I'm on 40 meters, I can watch my EGT numbers change just by transmitting.
Right.
But, it doesn't do it on any other band.
Well, if they go down, that's good, I guess.
Well,
okay.
And that's with it just, the key on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I took it over account. So mix 31 FT240 size ferrites. I'll look it up here soon and do from there. But like I said, next week, if the weather's still nice, I'll do my nice little attic crawl and get that coax fed through the roof gable, because basically I had the feed point attached to where it's going to be at the roof gable through a vent, and I want to get the vent down to my wall, and then, like I did with the other antenna, but it'll be coming through the other side instead of the chimney. That's right, the other antenna. So hopefully next week I'll get it permanently connected and then go from there. But I appreciate the help so far, and then hopefully in coming weeks I'll see if I could work the other bands with this antenna system. There's a gentleman named Tony. You may have heard of him, Can6 BVX. He lives in Folsom.
Sure.
He's been on POU. He's been on POU a few times, and my repeater K6IC. I have his number, so maybe sometime I'll take his lead, and maybe he'll have him come over to my house sometime and then look at it. See, so far 40 meters is working. Just dealing with RFI and then see what happens with the other bands. So it's a learning process, and I appreciate the encouraging work, Nick. It's like you want to, when something doesn't quite go right, you just want to throw in the towel. But you're right, though, we can't do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's different ways of handling it. I've got I have a issue in mobile with HF, and it annoys me to no end because I know it's a solvable problem. I just don't know what the problem is yet. And so what I've learned to do is just my mitigation method for that is to simply ignore it until I can get it fixed, but you can't let it stop you from doing what you can do. I've got an amplifier and it doesn't work on 40 meters and I don't know why yet. Right. I have an idea why, and I've worked through it, and Dan has actually helped me look at some things related to it. But that doesn't stop me from listening in on 40 meters and chiming in when I hear somebody and trying at 100 watts. I mean, what's the harm, right? So you're always going to run into problems. Nothing's ever going to work perfect, but every time you're going to walk away with an experience that makes you just a little bit better than what you were before by challenging that problem. And it all comes down to asking for help. Everybody learned what they know from somebody else showing them how to do it, and this you don't ever just get a general license and then know how to do all of it. There's a lot of things that I don't know in the hobby, and a lot of things that I'm just constantly learning. So it's a humbling experience, but it's definitely a lot of fun.
Aren't you an extra?
Sure. What's that?
Aren't you an extra?
I am, yeah, but that means nothing. That's just a piece of paper, we all, there's people that are techs that teach me stuff all the time, and that's totally okay.
Well, I think the key is when you get a general extra or technician, just so the level you're willing to learn the hobby and have the knowledge, the ability to gain the knowledge, or at least an appreciation of what it takes to, for me, I'm not going to have the tech skills, let's say with my good fellow Ham, NR6H Anders, who also helps with our repeater work now, or our Club President AI6DG. Those are techies. They're quote unquote nerds, if you go back to the old term. They have great knowledge. For someone like me, all I could have is an appreciation what it takes to convert electrical energy to radio energy from point A to point B, and all the things that go with it, at least an appreciation for it.
Right.
But anyway, I'm gonna get ready to take off here, guys, but I appreciate the good word here. And it's been a while since I've been on this net. I mean, my work skills kind of varies from time to time, but the opportunity is great to get on the air. So thanks again. I will take up the advice there, Kellen. I got a road down, so I'll order some soon. And by the way, say hi to your wife. I see her on Facebook a lot, and I admire her passion of life. And sounds like she's a great YL supporter of your hobby. She has your
no
back,
choice.
right?
No.
Well, she smiles, so I think she has your back anyway. You have her back too. So you guys take care. Appreciate 7-3s. Have a great night. Thanks again, guys.
Have a
Bye,
good
Michael.
night. Thank you.
Good night. Thanks.
And Will, I posted the link that you had posted in there on that dongle, and I'm actually just going to share that really quick. So for those of you that heard kind of the beginning of the anti-net, Will had jumped on and shared that he had gotten a new piece of hardware, and if I can get all my stuff working here, I will share it. See if you guys can see that okay. Oh, you know what? It's not going to let me. It's going to boot me off here. Make it so YouTube can see it there too. All right. So this right here is what he got. And that is the Amateur Radio Thumb DV. It's basically a USB dongle that gives you the ability to receive and transmit via your computer and some software. There's a lot of different software that you can use. Is that showing up? Can you guys see it? Okay.
Yeah.
And then he paired that with, so I believe it's open source. Is that correct, Will? Or I'm not, sorry, not open. It's free software, correct? His audio is not working, but that's okay. Nod your head yes if it's free, and no if you have to pay $7,000 for it. No. Anyway, you can download this and utilize it with that dongle. It's just an inexpensive way to get involved in digital modes if you're not prepared to dive into a maybe somewhat out of your price range radio. But you still want to try to use some of those capabilities. So just a heads up to anybody that's interested, you are welcome to try that out. All right. So what say you, Kellen? How's things going?
Oh, busy life.
You lost
let's see
a
what
little bit of facial hair there.
It was getting hot.
Yeah. Okay.
I just go through stints where it grows, and I say, it's enough, and I just kind of whack it, and then my wife feels like she's cheating on me. So, but it's been pretty busy. I'm studying for a few things. One being my extra, and another is I'm studying for my California contractor's license for electrical, and trying to get my corporation status and all that figured out. Along with my Jeep, I'm in the middle of a transfer case and two transfer cases and a transmission full rebuilds. So those are pretty large undertakings. And just every time I open something else, I keep finding something broken. So it's nice to know that I'm finding them now instead of later down the road.
Yeah, it's better to find it in your shop than at the top of a mountain.
Yeah, I mean, I was fully functioning. There seemed to be no issues. And then as soon as I open my transfer case and start looking at all the gears, and I find, cases or, the gears broken in half on the inner ring. But you would never know.
No, Nick, the best time to find the problem is the top of the mountain after you're done doing a summit on the air.
I don't know. Usually by that time you're ready to go home, and then when you can't, it poses a problem.
Exactly.
So
Perfect
if I
time.
can't drive there, I'm not getting there.
So is the Jeep off jack stands?
It is. Yeah, it's on
Nice.
its wheels.
Nice.
Yep, it's been quite an undertaking to finish 100% all brand new brake lines, hand bent everything, and I just look at everything with too straight of an arrow of the lines. So it's got to be perfect. Otherwise, I order a whole new roll of 25 feet front to back, all one piece, no couplings, no nothing.
Stainless steel.
I didn't go stainless steel. I went with the coated, cheaper stuff, just because stainless, you have to start using ferrules and all that. Whereas if I need to do a trailer repair, at least I can get a flare or do a compression fitting. I have options. Stainless, you're kind of stuck with just buying stainless components.
Right.
But yeah, it's been a task. Hopefully I can get the all my shafts and everything in order, and hopefully be driving maybe the end of the next month or the following. It's been a little bit of an ideal.
Do you have anyone around here that'll do custom drive shafts?
Webb's Welding. They used to do drive shafts.
They shorten and they lengthen, but they don't use DOM tubing, which I recommend, and they don't balance. They only put it on a lathe, check for trueness, and then put it on, weld it up. They don't balance after that. But I like Jesse. He's got high angle drive line. He's up in Paradise, and he's one of the smartest guys you'll come across on a drive line, and semi-local, and super knowledgeable guy. If you need like a special flange or something made to do some off branded components you want to do, he can make them in house. There is no back order list that need to wait for shipping on China.
Yeah, mine's a pretty simple solution, but I just need somebody that'll do it for me. And the guy that's done it before in LA just won't even call me back. He's too busy, and you just get a off the line Ford, front drive shaft, cut it in half, cut the middle out, make it a little bit longer, weld in a heavier tube, balance it, and send it out. But it's simple. But I just need somebody that can do that for me. And I definitely need a new one. There's some serious problems with the one I have.
Yeah, look up high angle drive line. Like I said, they're in Paradise. So if anything, you could always go pick it up. I was like, finding local people and trying to find people I can actually shake their hand and, do business that way.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
So
I'm looking them up right now.
Paradise.
What's that?
Especially up in Paradise. You got to give all the business to them now.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, doing lots of studying. Extras is pretty expansive. I just cleared through all the satellite bits, and now getting into circuitry and trying to go back to like my first year electrical, thinking back to not really Ohm's law, but resistance, and trying to factor in how an imaginary number is a measurable number. Where do you get this J from? Oh, I don't know, it's imaginary, but it works. Great.
Well, hey, I'm gonna say 7-3 to YouTube here, and we'll see everybody next week. But we will be hanging out on the Zoom chat for a little bit. If anybody wants to jump on, there's links there. You know how to find us. So till we meet again, 7-3 to everyone.